Hey Maker, it has been 14 days that I'm trying to sell 100 copies of my book, Workshops Unleashed, How to Design Engaging and Successful Workshops for Quilters and Crafters. And today, I really want to tell you a story. I want to tell you a story, and I'm going to I record on Riverside, which is a podcast recording platform for my podcast, Quilting on the Side. So what it does is assigns, I don't always choose them, but it can assign titles. So I want to tell you a story today, and I'm going to let Riverside pick the title. But today I want to tell you about one of the main motivations I had for finishing a book. Because if you've ever attempted to write a book or anything longer than a couple of pages or a blog post, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of consistency. It takes a lot of internal motivation, but also external motivation and accountability. But this story is about one of my students and one of my clients, and her name is Candice. So I used to longarm when I lived in Arizona. So I'm a military spouse, and we move all over the United States. And we were in Arizona during COVID. So we were there from 2019, I want to say. Yeah, 2019 until 2023. And I was a professional long armor. I learned how to long arm while I was there, and I started accepting customers, and I long armed their quilts for them. So if you don't know what a long arm is, it's one of those 12-foot machines that has a gigantic sewing machine on it, and it quilts the 3 layers of a quilt together. And you can do it artfully. You can do it kind of like what I do, with edge to edge, which is more straightforward and just helping others get their quilts finished, versus sewing it all 3 layers together on a standard sewing machine. So that was a long arm, and she was one of my customers. And I like to joke when I talk to my clients, my now digital marketing clients, about how she kind of sustained my business over one of these summers because she quilted so much, and she hired me to quilt every single quilt top that she created. Now, Candice was an avid quilter. She had a medical diagnosis that affected her memory. So what she did was, when she was also inflicted with insomnia, she would quilt. She would quilt at 3 o'clock in the morning. She would quilt at 9 o'clock at night. She would quilt all day long. Whenever she found time, she would get in there and quilt. Because one of the things the doctor told her was that her memory can improve by doing puzzles. And quilting was basically a puzzle. So she embraced quilting, and she would put so many of just her favorite fabrics into quilts and piece them all together. And she did it so quickly. So, like, I probably quilted for her at least twice a month. Maybe in some of those months, it was almost every week she had a new quilt for me. So I would meet, and she would exchange a finished quilt or a quilted quilt for her next quilt top and the backing. And I would put those 3 layers together for her. Well, I would grab the batting and then, of course, put those 3 layers for her. And she is one of the reasons why I continue to promote this book and why I finished it. She inspired me, and she still inspires me. I think about her probably at least a couple times a year, especially when I set up a long arm, because she was one of my customers that brought me the most quilts. With her memory issue and her quilt creation, she made a quilt for every single person in her family. And it was helping. It was helping improve her cognitive function. It was helping improve her memory. It was working. And it got me thinking about, is there neuroscience behind this? And I kind of dived into a rabbit hole. And there are a few blog posts on my website about like creativity and how quilting kind of affects the way that your brain can learn and things like that. However, her motivation, so how she motivated me to keep working, was because I knew that there were more people out there like Candice who could use a handicraft like quilting to help improve their quality of life. Now, I burnt out on pattern design and workshop instruction. I also had another baby, and I have a son with high needs. So I have two kids, and one currently is still under 3, and the other one is 7 now, but they are a handful. And I am still burnt out on pattern creation and teaching quilting, but it has been an honor. And I'm so grateful to get to teach other teachers to go out and other pattern designers to go out and celebrate this beautiful craft that we all enjoy and to reach more people who need this craft, like Candice, who is finding purpose and healing through her quilting. And that is my story about Candice. And I think about her often, as I said. And she's one of the reasons why I was motivated to finish this book, because if I didn't have the bandwidth to go help more people like her, I knew I could help those that could reach more people like her, those that were excited to get out there and travel the country and to meet people and to teach people how to do amazing things, or those that can create these amazing things and are excited to share them with others. I feel honored. I feel grateful that I get to be a part of that journey and to help them reach more people like Candice and to help others with with quilting and improving their quality of life and their creativity. Because as humans, we are designed to be creative. And that is one way that we can make our life a little more full, is to have some creativity in it and to encourage others to go out there and teach what they know and to teach what they're excited to teach. But so many teachers reach roadblocks that just stop them in their tracks. And I wrote this book for those teachers who want to teach, who maybe launched one class and now they can't find anybody else to take it. I have a book and that's why I wrote it, so that you could reach more people and continuously keep people coming into your classes and to let them know about this amazing thing that we do inside quilting and how creativity can just improve their quality of life. And not just quilting, it's for any craft. So the examples are quilting, but any of the ideas can be applied to any handicraft and really any like concept. With I used to teach color theory, that's what this quilt is from. And I used to teach movement and quilting. So it's not just project based, it's also method and techniques that are in here. And again, it combines course design and marketing to help you reach your students and to develop your classes to help people like Candice, who need quilting to improve their quality of life. So that's the story I wanted to talk about today. It's been 14 days of posting every single day about this book. I don't know if I'm going to sell 100 copies like my goal is by the end of 2025. However, I'm having a lot of fun trying, and I hope that you're enjoying hearing more and more about the book, all my little tips and little asides from outside of what I'm just like reading when I do read the book. And thank you for being here. Please share this book if you know anybody who would make a fantastic teacher, or go ahead and pick up your copy so that you can become a confident, fantastic, and successful workshop instructor. All right, have a great rest of your day. Like and subscribe for more.